Hi, Geminis, and welcome to your February 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the awesome energies coming in for your sign in the month of February. I imagine you are feeling very new and very different right about now. So huge transitional phase coming in for Gemini as you really start to elevate and get a lot lighter with things. Your mind can really suddenly realize so much right now. Previously foggy or previously just inaccessible ideas will now start to become really clear, as I feel that this month basically represents an epiphany for you or some type of revelation as you really see some of the chaos that you couldn't see before, and like, whoa, I've really been living my life this way. This is really the place that I've been in. Like, it feels like Gemini so clearly in the month of February, just getting straight into things, just so clearly realizes who they are, where they are, and what they're doing. And like, that really is exactly where I'm at. It feels like there's been confusion about that for a while. Like, you've kind of just been maybe flying by the seat of your pants, or you've been trying to acclimate to an environment that wasn't really right for you and just like doing it one step at a time, piece by piece, putting things together. And now you can see the full picture of that. And here is definitely an opportunity in February for you to shift lanes or to pivot. Okay, we've been talking a lot about that, but that feels really natural for you. I would definitely prepare yourself for just a lot of stimulation this month. So a lot of things being brought to your attention, a lot of different people maybe trying to come into your life and access you, but also a lot brighter situations like that too. So this isn't like bad news. This isn't like, really menial or difficult things being brought to your attention. This is like really positive, but it's still a lot. It's a lot to absorb as you're getting used to the Aquarius energy. One way or another this month, it's going to be really important for you to see how things are working for you now, and to also trust in something higher than yourself. Okay. I do feel like it's really easy for Gemini in February to get overwhelmed, and also to kind of freak themselves out about how properly they have or haven't done something in their lives. It's kind of like quality assurance for you this month. Like, what is the quality of your output? And you might see that it's not up to your standards anymore. You're like, oh my gosh, I've really like messed all this up. But it's okay, because it feels that you have a window from now until your season to really get things where you want them to be. So I definitely feel like some of you could be moving. If not now, then maybe you're planning a move now to happen during your season. Your season, Gemini season of 2021, is going to be impressive. Okay, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be kind of a really strong homecoming and lightening of load for a lot of people. With that in mind, Gemini, if you're not already getting that now, I would plan for that by, late May and early June. Because you don't want to go past that time and still have a lot of heaviness, because there's still a heaviness. You see the Death and the Seven of Cups energy in this reading, even Six of Swords too, those three cards. So it's in like it's not in the majority anymore. The heaviness is leaving, but it's still there a little bit. So you guys are basically seeing that in the majority sense, like you have this, wealth about you. You have this abundance, this creativity, this authenticity about you. But there's still a little bit of like, oh my gosh, I still don't have an idea of what all this amounts to, and I still feel like I'm not quite where I want to be. And so, but it's getting smaller and smaller. So let that happen. Really try to mirror that in whatever way you can. The thought of, an illness, or the thought of, a paranoid mindset. Let that get smaller and smaller, and kind of maybe make that a mantra for yourself. Like, okay, this is here. But with every passing day, with every passing moment, this is getting less and less likely to be a problem in my life. And through my own efforts, I will ensure that as the case. Okay, Geminis, let's talk about the week to week in your month of February. Week number 1, you've got the Six of Swords rooted down by Ace of Pentacles. So you are gaining through changes right now. This is not really a time for Gemini to just do exactly what they've always done. There has to be something fresh, okay? Striving for freshness, it will really give back to you. And this can be small. This doesn't have to be, a drastic change, though that might be right for some of you too. Moving is very rewarding. Okay, so if it's not a physical move, moving furniture around, considering the feng shui of your space, also changing your mindset as it is connected to maybe your circadian rhythms. So changing your, time that you wake up, the time that you go to sleep, changing the diet, all of these things are very rewarding for you during Aquarius season in the first week, especially. Also, changes of budget, changes of income, changes of time, money, and energy are likely. It's a very rewarding change that you have in the first week. Week number 2, you have death rooted down by the 7 of Cups. And right after that change comes this like reckoning, kind of like a quickening, where you come past the change and you're in that new environment or you're in that new headspace and you're like, it's over. Whoa. And that can be bittersweet sometimes. Even when we come past the most like traumatic or most difficult experience, it can still feel bittersweet to us that that's no longer in our lives, and we don't feed off of that in the same way anymore either. So that to me kind of feels like the energy of the second week. Honestly, and not to freak you guys out, but this also kind of looks like maybe like a breakup in the first week and that coping phase in the second week. It is like that energy, even if you don't have a breakup or if you're single or whatever, that is the energy that is with you. So it's just good to know. Also, do really pay attention to the horizon that you're creating in your mind. So the goals and the way that you're achieving those goals and what that really looks like versus the reality needs to be taken into account in the second week. And really considering the changes that have to be made in order to make that real, if that is what you want, okay? This could also be the end of unrealistic thinking or unrealistic goal setting too. Death rooted down by 7 of Cups. And that's a lot of what the second week is for you. Week number 3, you have the Magician rooted down by the stars. Isn't that incredible? So moving into Pisces season, your fellow mutable sign, you have 2 of the most powerful major arcana cards. So there's a huge empowerment for you in the third week of February. There's a huge realization of what you actually have at your disposal. There's an understanding of who you are at a very deep level, past all of that external, minutia. Star represents nudity, so it means like an unclothed approach of like what you're seeing yourself as. So seeing past the exterior and really seeing the meat and potatoes of a situation. So you're not looking at things with fluff right now. You're not looking at things with, exaggeration. You're really, energetically taking a fine-tooth comb and seeing where you stand. And that really is the most powerful thing to do right now, because then you know so clearly what you have at your disposal to construct your next reality or your next set of goals with. There's something maybe a little bit supernatural isn't the right word, but something is a little bit magical about your reality in the third week of February. So maybe just take some time to see what that means to you. Like as you're moving through the third week, like what is outside of what I consider to be the real world, and how is that affecting my life right now? Like, are some of these events coming through like really expected on this momentum that I've had, or is there something maybe higher at play here? And as you kind of see that also seems to remove the veil to the reality of your situation. Because that's basically what I feel for Geminis, that there's been a bit of a veil in regards to the reality of your situation to where you can't really see the reality of things very clearly. So that leads way to you like maybe envisioning or setting goals that aren't really connected to what you really want. But that's ending this month, and you're seeing things much more clearly and doing much better at setting realistic goals. So week number 4, you have the 9 of Pentacles rooted down by Knight of Wands. So you are really basking in your creativity at that time. And you are starting to get a lot of new ideas, which is, again, feeling so fresh. Like the energy of Knight of Wands and 9 of Pentacles is just like the freshest, most like inspired, motivated ideas that really seem to clothe you in a sort of comfort. So try to find comfort in your ideas and in your mindset. Okay, so a comfortable mindset is one of the most important things for a Gemini in February of 2021. Because I know that coming from the calendar year of 2020, you guys have maybe a little bit of worry or feeling like you're not fitting in with something, or feeling like something's not matching well, feeling like maybe something's been haphazardly put together as well. And the month of February is really trying to solve that up for you. And you're probably going to get actually a few really good luck experiences coming in that kind of show you, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. It's almost like messages from the universe that remind you that you're like really blessed. Okay. So with that in mind, you can expect really nice things, but I do also feel that you have to meet it halfway, and that you like upon getting these blessings or benevolences, you have to really let your mindset come into that place too and start to put it back out of yourself as well. So for example, not like getting the benevolence, not getting the blessing, and then still having that worried haphazard experience nonetheless, or still continuing on in that vein. It's like you might have that haphazard thing, and then the universe comes in and like puts something really great on your path. Someone's like really complimenting you a lot. Interesting time for dating as well for those of you who are single, and that could go well perhaps. And if it goes well, you then need to be kind of like, okay, the universe really is trying to show me that things are okay. And so I'm not going to worry as much anymore. It has to kind of go in tandem like that. To get the best results, I think. But anyway, Gemini, a really positive month for you, probably the most positive month I've seen in a while. And I expect March, April, May, and June to just get better and better leading up to your season. There's still a little tinge, like we were talking about coming up in that second week, of like, heavy responsibility and heavy goals as well. So I would look into that, and I would think if you can't just transform yourself right out of that in any negative way that it's existing. So thank you so much, Gemini. I hope you've enjoyed this brief general reading. I'm going to put together an extended reading for you guys on Patreon. That's just kind of a way to incentivize the Patreon page, because it's really an incredible value. For as low as $5 a month, you can get all the readings early, ad-free, and extended. And you also get weekly forecasts on Saturday that are only on Patreon. And that's all with the lowest subscription. And then if you want to pay more, you can actually pledge whatever you like on Patreon. And they have a benevolence stream, which is a monthly sort of summation of everything that is, really wonderful. So there's a lot of options over there, and our community is awesome. You get Discord roles by being a member of Patreon. So there's a lot of really cool things that have come together over doing that for about 4 years almost now. So do come and check that out if you get the chance. I'll link it below, and I'll put it in the center of the screen now that you can click if you would like to check out the Patreon page. And without further ado, let's jump over there and do this extended reading. I'll talk to you all later. Much love. Bye.